Have you ever wondered how our world got so interconnected? Our story begins in the 15th century, a time now known as the Age of Exploration. This period marked a significant turning point in human history, a time when brave mariners ventured into the unknown, driven by curiosity, ambition, and a thirst for discovery. The Age of Exploration saw the rise of new trade routes, the spread of Christianity, and the exchange of ideas and cultures on an unprecedented scale. From the bustling markets of Asia to the untamed jungles of the Americas, the world as we knew it was about to change forever. These voyages were not just about exploration. They were fueled by economic motives as well. The search for new trade routes was a driving force behind these daring journeys. Spices, silk, and precious metals from the East were in high demand in Europe, and the traditional land routes were fraught with danger and uncertainty. The promise of wealth and prosperity lured many an explorer to brave the high seas and chart new courses. The spread of Christianity also played a pivotal role in this era. The Church saw an opportunity to expand its influence and bring its teachings to new corners of the globe. Missionaries accompanied explorers on their voyages, eager to convert the heathen populations they encountered. But none of these would have been possible without the advent of new technologies. The compass, an instrument of Chinese origin, allowed mariners to navigate the seas with greater precision. The astrolabe, a device used to measure the altitude of celestial bodies, helped explorers determine their latitude and make their way across the vast oceans. These innovations in technology, coupled with the burning desire for exploration, set the wheels in motion for a new chapter in human history. The world was about to become a smaller place, as continents were mapped, cultures were shared, and the boundaries of the known world were pushed further than ever before. So the stage was set for an era of exploration, discovery, and unfortunately, exploitation. The Age of Exploration was a time of wonder and excitement, but it was also a time of conflict and hardship. But that's a story for another time. The world map was about to change drastically. As the 15th century dawned, the Portuguese took the helm in the Age of Exploration, igniting a new era of discovery. Leading the charge was none other than Prince Henry, better known as Henry the Navigator. Although never venturing out to sea himself, his passion for exploration was the spark that lit the fuse. He sponsored countless expeditions, pushing the boundaries of the known world further and further. His efforts bore fruit, with Portuguese sailors reaching and charting the western coast of Africa, a region previously shrouded in mystery. This was a significant leap, as it shattered the long-standing belief that there was nothing beyond this point but a sea of darkness. However, the Portuguese were not content with this achievement. They yearned for more. This hunger led them to the greatest prize of the Age of Exploration, a sea route to India. The man who would make this dream a reality was Vasco da Gama. In 1497, da Gama embarked on a daring voyage that would take him around the Cape of Good Hope at the southernmost tip of Africa. The journey was fraught with danger. Stormy seas, treacherous currents, and the ever-present threat of scurvy were constant companions. Yet da Gama and his crew persevered. In May of 1498, after a grueling voyage of nearly a year, da Gama and his weary crew set foot on the shores of Calicut, India. They had done the unthinkable. They had found a sea route to India, bypassing the treacherous land routes controlled by the Ottoman Empire. This was a watershed moment in history, one that would forever change the course of global trade. The voyages of Henry the Navigator and Vasco da Gama were just the beginning. They laid the groundwork for the age of global exploration, paving the way for countless other explorers to follow in their wake. These voyages opened up new trade routes and set the stage for further exploration. The discovery of a whole new world was on the horizon. Indeed, the late 15th century witnessed an era of unprecedented exploration, with two names etching themselves in the annals of history: Christopher Columbus and Amerigo Vespucci. Christopher Columbus, an Italian explorer under the patronage of the Spanish crown, embarked on his maiden voyage across the Atlantic in 1492. His objective? To discover a westward route to Asia. However, what he stumbled upon was something entirely unexpected. A world untouched by European influence, teeming with diverse cultures and civilizations, a world that would later be known as the Americas. Following in Columbus's wake, another Italian explorer, Amerigo Vespucci, set sail, further exploring this newfound land. Vespucci's accounts of the New World, so vivid and detailed, captivated Europe. His name was later immortalized when cartographer Martin Waldseemüller unknowingly named the continent America in his honor. But these discoveries were not met without consequence. The arrival of Europeans marked a period of profound change for the indigenous populations. The explorers' thirst for wealth and territory led to the subjugation and decimation of native communities. Diseases brought from Europe, to which the indigenous people had no immunity, wreaked havoc, further exacerbating their plight. Yet the discovery of the Americas also had a profound impact on the world at large. It paved the way for the Columbian Exchange, a period of widespread transfer of plants, animals, culture, human populations, and significantly, ideas between the old and new worlds. It marked the beginning of truly global trade, transforming economies and societies on both sides of the Atlantic. The voyages of Columbus and Vespucci, while fraught with controversy, undeniably ushered in a new era of exploration and discovery. Their journeys revealed a world far beyond what was known, challenging assumptions and forever altering the course of human history. The discovery of the Americas truly marked a new chapter in human history. The world was becoming smaller, one voyage at a time. As the 16th century dawned, a man named Ferdinand Magellan dared to dream of a journey unlike any other. A journey that would take him and his crew around the very edges of our world. Magellan, a Portuguese explorer, was not a stranger to the perils of the sea. He had voyaged with the likes of Vasco da Gama and had seen the world beyond Europe's borders. But the journey he envisioned was one that no man had ever attempted, to circumnavigate the globe. In the year 1519, Magellan set sail from Spain with 5 ships and a crew of about 270 men. The expedition was fraught with dangers. Stormy seas, scurvy, starvation, and even mutiny threatened to end their journey before it had even begun. But Magellan, with an iron will and a heart full of courage, pressed on. Despite the hardships, the expedition pushed forward, navigating through the strait that now bears Magellan's name. They emerged into a vast ocean, which Magellan named the Pacific, from the Latin word for peaceful. Yet the journey was anything but peaceful. Hunger gnawed at the men, and scurvy claimed many lives. Even Magellan did not survive the journey. He was killed in a battle in the Philippines, leaving the expedition's leadership in the hands of Juan Sebastian Elcano. Elcano and the remaining crew of just 18 men completed the journey, returning to Spain in 1522. Their voyage had taken them 3 years, but they had done the unimaginable. They had circumnavigated the globe. Their achievement was a beacon of hope, a testament to human courage and perseverance. It changed the way we perceived our world, shattering the belief that the earth was flat. Magellan's voyage proved that the world was round, a fact that seems so obvious today. And yet, it was a fact that was hard-won, bought with the lives of brave men who dared to dream, who dared to explore the very edges of our world. The age of exploration left an indelible mark on our history. As we delve into the legacy of this era, we find that the world as we know it was shaped by the age of exploration. It was a time that saw the expansion of European influence across the globe, an influence that still resonates in various aspects of our lives today. The establishment of colonies brought with it a new order, a new way of life, and the beginnings of globalization. The explorers, in their quest for the unknown, inadvertently knit the world together, creating a web of connections that spanned continents. But every coin has 2 sides, and the age of exploration was no different. While it brought about the spread of ideas, cultures, and technologies, it also heralded the advent of darker times. The establishment of colonies was often accompanied by the subjugation of the native populations, their cultures and traditions often obliterated in the name of progress and civilization. And then there was the scourge of slavery. As the explorers ventured further and further from their homelands, they encountered people whose lives were drastically different from their own. In their pursuit of wealth and power, Many of these explorers exploited these differences, enslaving entire populations and subjecting them to unimaginable horrors. The decimation of indigenous cultures is perhaps one of the most tragic consequences of this age. Whole civilizations, rich in history and tradition, were wiped off the face of the earth. The loss of these cultures is a loss for humanity, a loss of knowledge, wisdom, and diversity. The age of exploration was a time of discovery, adventure, and transformation, but also a time of exploitation and destruction. It's a reminder of our past and a lesson for the future. In reflecting on this era, we are reminded that exploration and discovery, while noble pursuits, should never come at the expense of others. It's a lesson we must carry with us as we continue to explore and understand our world.